A 6-ton wild African elephant bull is bleeding out from a poacher's snare. By all laws of nature, the humans standing in front of him are the ultimate enemy. They are the apex predators. He should run. He should attack. But he doesn't. Instead, he slowly lifts his injured leg, offering it to the very species that hurt him. He is asking for help. Across the globe, thousands of similar encounters are caught on camera every single year. Wild, untamed predators and prey alike, breaking the ultimate rule of survival, avoiding humans. Why? Is it just pure desperation overriding their natural instincts? Or do they actually understand how smart we are? The answer lies deep inside the animal brain, and it's far more incredible than you think. To understand why a wild animal would ever come to us, we first have to look at the desperation threshold. Every vertebrate on Earth has an amygdala, an alarm system in the brain that controls the fight-or-flight response. For millions of years, this alarm has been hardwired to scream one thing when humans are near: danger. But there's a glitch in this ancient system. It's the mathematics of agony. When an animal is trapped in a wire snare or suffocating in plastic, the pain signals eventually max out. The brain faces a horrifying calculus: the terror of the human predator versus the immediate, unbearable reality of the pain. When the pain eclipses the fear, the animal crosses the desperation threshold. At this point, the fight-or-flight response shuts down. It's replaced by a desperate, last-ditch survival mechanism. They aren't necessarily looking at a human and thinking, "Ah, a doctor." They are simply seeking any disruption to their current state of suffering. They surrender to the dominant force in their environment, hoping the pain stops. But that's only half the story, because desperation explains the ones who are trapped. What about the ones who aren't? This is where things get genuinely spooky, because science shows that certain animals aren't just blindly seeking relief. They are making a calculated, highly intelligent choice to use humans as tools. Take corvids, like crows and ravens. These birds have a cognitive capacity similar to a 7-year-old human child. They understand cause and effect, they use tools, and most importantly, they possess a primitive version of something psychologists call theory of mind. Theory of mind means an animal can recognize that another creature has its own thoughts, intentions, and abilities. A crow watches you open a sealed trash can. It watches you untie knots. It learns that humans possess these weird, magical appendages called hands that can manipulate the world in ways beaks and paws simply cannot. When that elephant walked up to the ranger station, it wasn't a random act of desperation. Elephants are highly social, profoundly intelligent beings with massive frontal lobes. They have memories that span decades. They have watched humans remove traps from other elephants. They have mapped out our capabilities. When they come to us, they aren't just surrendering, they are hiring a specialist. But knowing we can help is one thing. Trusting us not to kill them is another entirely. How do apex predators, creatures designed to trust absolutely nothing, override their own defensive instincts to let us touch them? The secret lies in a biological phenomenon that is literally changing the DNA of the animal kingdom. And it starts in our own backyards. We've established that animals cross a desperation threshold when physical agony eclipses their natural instincts. We know highly intelligent species recognize our ability to use tools. But there is a third, rapidly accelerating factor at play, one that is quite literally rewriting the biological programming of the animal kingdom. Welcome to the urban guardian effect. As human environments relentlessly expand, animals forced to live on the fringes, foxes, raccoons, coyotes, and even bears are undergoing rapid evolutionary changes. Through a biological mechanism called epigenetics, the constant, low-level exposure to human activity is physically altering how their brains process fear. The alarm bells in their amygdala are getting quieter with each generation. They are slowly losing their anthropophobia, the inherent, primal terror of human beings. They are learning a highly nuanced reality. While some humans are incredibly dangerous, others leave out food. And more importantly, humans inadvertently offer a strange, invisible umbrella of safety from other apex predators. Which leads us to one of the most astonishing behaviors ever recorded in modern wildlife biology: Sometimes, an animal isn't asking for help for itself. In 2012, a wild coyote approached a hiker in a vast national park. It didn't attack. It didn't beg for food. It nudged the hiker's leg, trotted a few yards away, and stopped, looking back, waiting. The hiker followed. Half a mile off the trail, hidden deep in the brush, the hiker found the coyote's pup, hopelessly tangled in a mass of discarded, rusted barbed wire. Think about the immense psychological weight of that moment. The mother knew she couldn't break the wire, but she remembered the strange, upright creatures with magic hands. So she took a massive, calculated risk, overriding millions of years of survival instincts, to lead the ultimate apex predator straight to her most vulnerable baby. And it worked. But let's flip the script for a second. Why do we help? From a purely evolutionary standpoint, helping a wild predator or a massive, unpredictable beast makes absolutely zero sense. Why risk your own life to untangle a deadly shark or free a terrified 6-ton elephant? The answer is a tiny, incredibly powerful chemical called oxytocin, the empathy hormone. Humans possess an evolutionary glitch of our own: altruism. When we see a creature in pain, regardless of its species, our brains flood with oxytocin. We are biologically rewarded with a sense of intense emotional bonding and purpose when we alleviate suffering. When the terrified animal looks at the human, and the human feels an overwhelming, irrational urge to save it, an invisible, chemical bridge is built across the species divide. For a brief, incredible moment, the cruel laws of the jungle are entirely suspended. And what happens after the rescue? This is perhaps the most fiercely debated topic in ethology and animal behavioral science. Do animals say thank you? You've probably seen the viral videos, the rescued whale performing a spectacular, exhausting dance around the boat, the wild raven returning days later to leave shiny pieces of glass, bottle caps, or coins on the windowsill of the person who fed it. Romantics call it profound gratitude. Skeptics call it a relief mechanism, a massive burst of pent-up kinetic energy, cortisol, and adrenaline that the animal simply has to release once the life-threatening trauma is over. But modern science is starting to lean toward a fascinating middle ground. While a whale might not experience human-like gratitude, highly social animals do recognize positive interactions. The crow leaving a shiny rock is performing a basic, calculated transaction, acknowledging a beneficial relationship. It's mutual respect, beautifully coded in the language of the wild. We spend so much time thinking of ourselves as a destructive, terrifying force in the natural world. And often, tragically, we are. The very traps, nets, and plastic these animals are caught in were made by our hands. But these extraordinary interspecies encounters prove something beautiful. Nature is watching us. It is learning our capabilities. And in its darkest, most desperate moments, it looks at the human race and decides that there is still hope to be found in us. So, the next time you step into the wild, remember, you aren't just an observer. To them, you are part of the ecosystem, and sometimes you are the exact miracle they are looking for. Have you ever had a wild animal approach you for help or witnessed an incredible rescue? I want to read your wild stories, so drop them in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring the hidden secrets of animal psychology and the natural world, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.